Faced with the reluctance of their counterpart to share information, negotiators have no choice but to rely on a process of deduction. They are set to work by inferences. They try to guess the hidden information. Negotiators have several ways of inferring information about the other party. First, they can look at the environment and use more or less the same information channels that they used when they tried to estimate their own positions. In the case of the purchase of an apartment, for instance, they will assume that the seller has estimated the price of the property by comparing it to other properties for sale in the neighborhood or on internet. They may also imagine that the seller has based their price on the opinion of a real estate expert and consult this expert to find out what they think about the apartment in question. The second source of information that negotiators can rely on is the counterpart. For example, the negotiator will observe the other party's emotional reaction to propositions on the table. When we come to the chapter on emotions in negotiation, we will see how powerful a source of information emotions can be. For example, a buyer who is ecstatic about the beauty of an apartment will elicit very different inferences than a buyer who feigns indifference. In addition to emotions, the behavior of the counterpart can also reveal a lot about their intentions. If they look at certain details or insist on discussing particular topics, we will probably think that these elements are very important to them, or at least that they are more important than other elements that they do not bother to discuss. Ideally, when setting up the quest for information, negotiators should be free of preconceptions. In other words, negotiators should not have any preconceived ideas about the positions or interests of the other party. Indeed, if we search for information for which we already have formulated expectations, we will be influenced by these expectations and we will risk being biased in our assessments, thus making errors of judgments. Errors of judgment in seeking information are very common. For example, one of the mistakes made by negotiators is to direct attentions towards information that is salient, clearly visible, to the detriment of information that is less directly accessible to perception. This is called the perceptual salience error. In the image that appears on the screen, your attention will be primarily directed towards the red dot to the detriment of the other dots on the screen, because this red dot is more prominent in its environment. It stands out from the environment by its color, and this particularly attracts your attention. What this example illustrates is the limited nature of our attention. Human beings do not have the faculty to process the whole environment entirely. There are therefore elements that escape them and that they do not see, however crude and apparent these elements may be at first sight. I suggest you to watch the short video below to see for yourself.